Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Pro Modcast, this side of East Yorkshire. Today we've got a 1 vs 1 on Tranquility's End. Playing as Tower Empire, we've got Itness. There's an opponent for today. Playing as a Dark Eldar, we've got DoWPro Shed. Shed will be going for double Mandrakes, Fleet of Foot Research, Hall of Blood and a Plasma Generator, whereas the Tower player is going to go for triple Pathfinder Teams, Aircast Builder, Tower Barracks and a Plasma Generator. So some very exciting news. Dawn of War Pro Mod has recently had a patch update full of really good updates and upgrades for the Steel Legion to get them fighting fit for multiplayer and PvPs and whatnot. So yeah, get down. The links for all the good stuff will be in the description below. Get in there, play some games. I mean, please, for the love of God, play some games. We are running out of Dawn of War Pro Mod replays for me to cast, and I do love Dawn of War Pro Mod. It is definitely up there in the top tiers of all the mods in the whole wide world. Got Tower Commander coming out for the Tower Empire, as well as what are you? Oh, we've also got an Archon coming out for the Dark Eldar, so that's quite interesting. Homunculus Laboratory being built up, so expecting to see some juicy units coming out from the Hall of Blood soon. One interesting fact about this particular remix of the map is that you'll notice that the usual relic here has been moved to over on the side over yonder, as this allows each player to get their natural free listing posts up and ready, just so that everyone can get bigger armies and more action straight away into the game. Shed is going to go for some Incubi squads, which are just your general Incubi that the Archon can have, but, like, just not without the Archon, which is, you know, very lethal in close combat, quite nimble as well with that fleet of foot going on. Tower Commander going to be jumping straight out of the base, going to be looking like he's going to be hunting down some Dark Eldari, getting some revenge for that one time when the Tau thought that the Dark Eldar were friendly. Never to make that mistake again, I am sure. Incubi squad. I mean, look at them. Good against infantry, heavy infantry, vehicles, all that. I know that this unit card is not the most accurate thing in the whole wide world, but it is something at the very least. And these guys also look quite pretty as well. Loving the little Hydra-esque decal on their skull caps. Very tasty to look at. Don't have the Mandrakes moving around, able to be infiltrated for limited amount of times and whatnot. Aircast Builder getting ready to build some useful gubbins, I imagine. But yeah, just Pathfinder teams for the moment. It's the Tau's Kappa building? Kappa unit in Dawn of War Pro Mod. Tower Commander looking like he's going to... There we go, he's going to hit these guys with a snare, which is not what they want to get hit with, especially in this negative cover. And he's happy just staying there, just opening fire. Do quite like how Shed's just only adding one extra guy to the unit at the moment, only getting Incubi reinforcements as and when needed, but does manage to get one down. The second squad of Incubi has came out of the Hall of Blood, ready to seek some blood of their own. Pathfinder's been chased around by these Mandrakes as the Incubi use their Fleet of Foot Research to get close and busy with these Pathfinders. These guys are going to turn around and try and deny this listing post on the relic over here. Probably going to go for a decap as well, as relics are longer and more arduous to capture. Be more of a pain in the backside if they're able to get that down. Pathfinder's running into the corner, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. But on this side we don't. Oh, we've got some stealth suit teams. Now, stealth suit teams in Dawn of War Pro Mod are much more beefy in this game. Low heavy infantry, lots of damage that they can bring out. Although very low in number, only 3 models, 4 if you include their Chassephier. They're also one of the few units in Pro Mod where they're able to fire while also being infiltrated. And they can kind of just toggle their infiltration on as and when they need. It's not like the Casticans, where it's temporary infiltration. It's the good kind. These Kroots looking like they were going to stand up to these Incubi, but too many of them, too much. They're not going to be surviving that close combat encounter. We'll see a Torch Slave give a bit of a love tap before they carry on their journey. They run away as quickly as they can, while the Archon in the distance takes down some Pathfinders. Does look like these guys are potentially going to get killed in, but then again, even with Fleet of Foot Research, unable to get into close combat for long enough to be able to activate that close combat animation. The old pain of melee units chasing after baddies. Got a snare trap going to go on down there. Incubi will see that on the side, but that is not the place that they want to be messing around with. Stealth suit teams, I imagine. Where's the stealth suit teams gone? Oh, it's going to move over here. They're going to focus on this Tower of Loathing over here. And without any infiltrator detection, these Incubi don't really want to mess with the stealth suit teams. But the Archon moving with the speed of a gazelle. We'll spot these guys. Give the tower commander a smack on the bottom. I imagine I want to get out of there as quick as possible. There we go. Jumps over the mountain. These guys do manage to take down that listing poster. Might even get a decap on the strategic point. Very narrowly getting it, in fact, before I imagine being absolutely wiped out. And there we go. Sad time in the pipelines. Oh, even the dogger. Even the poor little dogger is going down. Which is a very sad thing. Further proving that the Dark Eldar are indeed the baddies. Of all the baddies, I would say that Dark Eldar are probably the baddiest of the baddies. But no, we've got a replacement dog. Like when your dog passes away and then your mum gets you a brand new one the next day, expects to have no emotional connection to the old one anymore. A replaceable, apparently. Not that I've got any trauma based around that as a child. Tower Commander now upgraded with a flamer will be affecting all the morale for these guys, but trying to keep the distance. I mean, don't want to stay in close combat with these Incubi for any length of time, really. Arcanauts going to get one singular friendly elite Incubus, which I imagine just does a little bit more damage. But yeah, these Incubi are quite expensive. 70 blue and 10 green. Compared to the Recruit 40 blue and nothing green. I mean, pound for pound, even though the Recruits are not winning any engagements anytime soon, they are able to keep a good screener on these guys, allowing these stealth suits to, well, I mean, they were going to probably engage at range, but then decided to get involved in close combat themselves. Absolutely bonkers, man. Absolutely bonkers. We're going to see a Kion command post, so tiers are going up for the Tau in this engagement. Snare trap being thrown down will snare these Incubi if it's got time to get in place. There we go, managing to get them. Tower Commander dual wielding his impressive heavy weaponry. But yeah, these Incubi are running rampant everywhere and anywhere, not giving the Tau player any time to relax or recuperate. Looking at the economy, 79 and 20 compared to 67 and 10. Nothing major going on in the Dark Eldar base. There are seeing some Pathfinders moving in. Just being a general decapping and recapping nuisance. FCAS builder, slowly but surely, distancing himself from these Incubi, but these guys are not waiting around anytime soon. They will hunt him down to the ends of the earth. But he's kind of giving the old dirty dirt, the old ring around the roses for face planting or high-fiving even the Archon. These guys will give up and decide to slap around this listing post as Recruits and their faithful dogger move into combat. Look at these guys go. Amazing, impressive stuff. Got some Fire Warrior teams wanting to come out, but no room for them. No room in the inn, as they say. Lovely use of these traps, I must say. Throwing it over on this side to prevent them from retreating should they need to. Got a webway portal there that the Dark Eldar play can have. It's when he gets to tier 2, isn't it? So I think it's going to tier 2. Torch Slave popping down a webway portal himself. And there we go. I do say that the Dark Eldar in Pro Mod is probably one of my favourite iterations of them, just because they really, really nail that small scale but mobile force that the Dark Eldar are well known for. But yeah, lots of listing posts being in odd positions. Not something you normally see. Do have an FCAS builder now finally being slumped to the ground. This Pathfinder team armed with their Marker-Light drones, able to tag a unit so then there's increased range damage against them. But yeah, the Dark Eldar are just quite happy keeping their Incubi build a go. I imagine that the... Oh, for a second I thought that was a Delphish troop carrier, but it's not, it's just the stealth suit teams. Got a Fire Warrior team, and I do quite like the layered approach that Itness is going for. Normally in Pro Mod, the Tower player will try and go for a good combination of units, the real greater good kind of feel, which once again I think Pro Mod really does capture the Tau faction very nicely. I mean, you can't really spam Fire Warriors because it just doesn't work like it does in Soulstorm. You've got to get a couple of screen units, got to get a couple of flanking units. That's usually how it works. Tower Commander also going to go for some Commander Decoy drones, which will absorb some of the fire incoming for them. Pathfinder team being seen and being shaken away. And what are the Dark Eldar going to go for? Nothing critical coming from the Hollow Blood. Just going for the upgrades. Mandrake's just kind of amassing on this side. We haven't seen much movement from these guys at the moment. They got their infiltration game on. They'll be able to get nice and, well, when I say nice, and unpleasantly into the Eldar base without being spotted and realised. And then these plasma generators would be very vulnerable to their sharp and wicked touch. Archon now with 3 elite incubi. Oh, okay, I see what they're doing. They're doing a 2-pronged attack. The old hammer and anvil. Archon going to charge straight in. Going to focus on this stealth suit team. These are the main primary target. Once these guys are down, everyone else is fair game, more or less. But very tricksy units to get a hold of. They're willing to turn their attention towards these fire warriors. These fire warriors, look how mobile they are. Very nimble, very swift. Able to turn around, give them the old 1-2. No recharge rate required for the tower from what it seemed there. So able to do the old hit and run very nicely. So they're going to go on these incubi. Again, wonderful usage of these guys. Pathfinder team also providing long-range support. Marker-Light drone activated on this incubi squad. Very vulnerable at the moment. But these guys have been given their true sight, allowing them to detect infiltrated units from the Dark Eldar Soul abilities. You don't often see it, but really well utilised here in this game. Nice! Archon running the gauntlet, stretching a little bit too far away from the main pack. And now he's going to be surrounded by lots of greater good communists and whatnot. Do have a stealth suit team here. Will be seen by the Archon. That will turn their attention towards these guys. But again, impossible to catch them. If he got a Maleficent DoWPro, whatever you call that ability, that stuns them, that would be them dead, more or less. But yeah, a lack of ranged options here. I'd like to see maybe some Dark Warriors or some Scourges just to... I mean, obviously the main emphasis is the melee, which I get. But if you have one unit of Dark Warriors in there, just that when these guys are running around trying to get those attack animations off, you've at least got one source of constant DPS going on. But then again, Shed is a demon with Dark Eldar. He knows more about those guys than I do. There is a reason to his madness. More recruits on the way. 85 and 39 compared to 85 and 29. Oh, okay.
We are getting as good as we get. 25.
Grenades being thrown at these stealth suit teams. Once again, they will jump around, jumping up, and getting down. If you remember that song from a while ago, completely forgot who it was done by, but maybe once again I'm showing my age. These incubi running like Usain Bolt straight towards that tower commander. And this stealth suit team, the slipperiest fish you've ever done did seen. Won't catch him anytime soon. Although these Pathfinders, a little bit more vulnerable, a little bit more squishy. Tower commander also being focus fired down, as these crews are desperate to get involved in close combat, but Incubi not really wanting to hustle with that muscle. Ah, there we go. We've got Scourges on the way out now. There we go. That'll certainly add to the Dark Eldar's hit, so to speak. But we do have that. Oh, there we go. Whoever... I remember someone said a while ago in a cast that we never see this unit. Well, here we go. First time on the channel. Well, in a 1v1 setting at least. That's a cool model. Just love the relaxed pose he has when moseying on down the battlefield. Scared you just jumping straight in, not messing around, jumping into negative cover. They're not quite where you want them to be. And the crew talk's going to get involved in close combat. Old Harambe, or rideable Harambe, shall we say. 2016, rest easy, my sweet prince. It doesn't look like the tower just absolutely ruffle stomping anything and everything that the Dark Eldar have on the field at the moment. Shed throws on a GG, and that is the end of the game. So one thing before you go and click off the video, I do want to say, please do have a look at DoWPro. Download the most recent version and play some games, because honestly, this game needs to... We need some more Dawn of War casts. Well, Dawn of War Pro casts even. It's just that my life is not the same without it, you know? So do yourself a favour, do me a favour, download the game, get some online games, and send them to me in the old Discord. Mine's been Mr. Landshark, pleasure as always, never chore, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace!